here. Okay, I think we're good to go. But yeah, okay, so what made you settle on Luna Snow and Mantis?
She offers a lot, like they both do. Like utility for the team, and
Yep.
well, they throw a lot of raw number. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
heal a lot. Well, at least Luna heals a lot. And then Mantis is more of like probably like a true support DPS type of
Yeah,
thing because
yeah.
you can't really heal bot, but you
Yep.
have to find value in the supportive aspect as well as your own support DPSing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. I mean, I find Mantis to be the most enjoyable in that aspect. She feels like some weird, fast Zenyatta Kiriko combo thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're just like constantly off angling and pressuring and so on. But yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay, so which one, if you had to choose two of your favorite strategists, what would come to mind? Who would you choose?
Um, Probably Mantis and Adam Morlock, but I haven't learned him
Sure,
yet.
sure, sure. Makes sense. Okay, cool stuff. Let me get this game capture thing rolling here. Game capture, and that should work. There, lovely. Okay, I think we're all set. I'm recording at my end here. uh, what rank are you at the moment?
Uh, Diamond 2, but I haven't played
Right, right. You said you'd
in a
taken the
week,
break or whatever.
literally.
Yeah, yeah, it makes total sense. Okay, yeah, it's not fair enough. Um, okay, I think we're good here with that. Let's get a little smaller there. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, well, I'm glad the work project went well, and then we're good to go. I'm going to look through your form really quick
Yeah.
here. I want to work on your positioning, prioritization, and better ability and ultimate usage. Diamond, mostly... So in terms of percentage breakdown of what your support spread is looking like, how much Luna Snow, how much Mantis, what does that look like?
Right. Well, last time that I was really playing, it was mostly like Luna.
Yep.
I wasn't playing too much Mantis.
Yep.
And towards like the last day, I played a bunch of Cloak and Dagger.
Okay.
But I'm trying not to play her as much.
Oh, why is that?
I want to like get better at Luna.
Yeah.
I played Cloak and Dagger throughout the whole season 0, basically.
Okay. Okay, and you're just trying to improve your other supports instead of
Yeah,
just
the
Cloak.
hero pool. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, sounds good. Love to see it. And then you say in terms of weaknesses, you feel like it's going to be more mechanics and game sense. Why?
Yeah, it's
What about that feels off?
I I I second guess too much, and then sometimes I just wait too long. Like for example, there is times where we're in overtime, right? The enemy team is in overtime. I'm coming out of spawn and I'm the last one. I could use my ult to essentially waste my ult just to stall
Yeah.
for and hope that my team comes back and maybe stops or not. But at that point, like once the point is captured, I save my ult and I'm not gonna have it next game. So
Yeah.
it's kind of those things that I'm just like kind of waiting for the perfect moment per se, but
Sure.
I could use it more actively just to
Sure.
buy space or time.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. 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 Makes sense. Like situational
and
ult usage, besides just counter ult. Makes sense.
yeah, and my like the game sense of like the abilities of all heroes is I don't know them all yet. I just know the ones that my ult is best for to counter and try to use it then.
Yep. 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 I mean, it kind of is, right? Like if you compare some of the support ults, I think Luna Snows is a good example of like, yeah, you have the damage boost, but obviously like uh, getting the value of denying an enemy ultimate and then also being able to continually have survivability for the duration of the ultimate. Like support ults don't just counter DPS ultimates; they give you an advantage that lasts for a long time, right?
Yeah.
So like getting that timing down is really, really important here. Um, Play time for you. How has that been?
So lately, non-existent, but
Yeah,
when
of course,
I'm
of course.
normally
Usually though.
playing, I think I do like on average like 2 hours a day. I mean, there's days
Yeah,
that I play like 4 hours, maybe like,
sure.
but it's not all comp, you know. It could be quick play, messing around with friends, having fun. It's not all like trying all the time.
Right, right, right. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Any questions about training time and training uh, efficiency and all that stuff? Because we've spoken about this back when we did our Overwatch session with Kiriko.
Yeah.
But has any stuff come up?
I think I messaged you like, oh, how do I like, is there a custom game that I can go in? Because you recommended one for Kiriko when I was playing Kiriko, and
Yep.
that was amazing before games, you know, like really getting to lock in.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel like this game offers
Not
any of
yet. No.
that.
Not yet.
Yeah.
No. The while you wait mindset, like that was something that took a couple years for Overwatch really to come out with, right? Like being able to do stuff while
Yeah.
you're in queue, and so I think it'll probably be a little bit of time before we have that with rivals as well. So yeah, I mean, you know, you could play. I mean, I think playing Doom match with Luna Snow might feel kind of silly, but it's probably worth your time. You know, maybe doing a match or two. Certainly worth your time with Mantis, considering how much more proactive you'll probably be with that character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I don't know. Yeah,
I
go
haven't
ahead.
figured out her projectile.
Her
It's like
sleep.
n n that too, but like her shooting,
Oh,
it
her
feels
shooting. Gotcha.
hit scan, but it's not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, wait, with Luna Snow?
No, with Mantis, sorry.
Ah, I see, I see, I see. I was gonna say Luna Snow is hit scan for whatever reason, but yeah, like
Yeah.
Mantis, it is a bit tricky. I mean, it's a very fast projectile, but yeah, I mean, this sounds really dumb, like the most dumb advice I could give you, but I think it's good. It There's nothing wrong with going into a game and just working on your mechanics. Like really
Okay.
going into a Mantis game, and I know there's like a million things that you got to be juggling at one point in time, but like just kind of like letting some of those things slide and just really focusing about deliberate aim with your mechanics, because Mantis can feel a bit spammy at times, right?
Yeah.
But like take the moment to just like aim for the head, right? Like don't spam your shots, deliberately aim them. And it's one of the things that I talk about all the time with my DPS reviews is slow down your shots, trigger discipline, yada yada. That applies to support too. That applies to strategists, even in Marvel Rivals too, especially if you feel like it's a weak point, right? And so, yeah, there's not a Doom match. Yeah, there's not a Vax code you can do while you're waiting, but you could absolutely train it in game. And yeah, you're like, oh, but I got to work on my game sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe you could.
I
Maybe if you need to work on your mechanics, you know.
yeah, because if I feel like if I improve my mechanics, it buys me opportunity for game sense, maybe,
Yes,
instead of the other
yes,
way around.
yes. Well, it's both, right? Like you talk about like what's more important, perfect game sense, perfect mechanics. I mean, you'd like both, right? Like so,
Right.
but if you feel like one thing could use some practice or one thing's a weak point for you, then that's something that you should be practicing. And I think that like mechanics is even when you're playing a character like Luna Snow, it's important and it's very important, and you should definitely put some time into it, especially if you haven't done it in a while or never have done it. I think it could be worth it. Like what you could do is you could have maybe the first two games a couple times a week where you just focus on just hitting your shots, worrying about where my position, okay, then hit my shots, where my position, then hit my shots, and just worrying about that a lot. Like I mean, I had a couple games I did with that with Winter Soldier, and I know that's a different class, of course, but I tended to be very kind of just spam without really like slowly down my shots. And once I kind of forced myself to slow down, I mean, my mechanics improved. Like they improved. They did. It really helped me to slow things down and be a little bit more deliberate. And I think even for a support character or a strategist, I think it's probably worth your time.
I think that's a good advice because sometimes we try to do too much and then
I think so too.
there's just this,
I
yeah,
think so
slowing
too.
it down. That's,
And
yeah.
assuming that your sensitivity is fine, which it probably is, and you have a decent mouse and a decent mouse pad, and it is, then you just need to play the game, but maybe play the game with a deliberate intention to improve on your mechanics and to put your crosshair in the right spots and to look at the head and to read their movement and to not hold down mouse one. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So ever since Overwatch and well, your original coaching, right? I've been
Mm-hmm.
trying to lower my sensitivity to something like more normal, and
Yeah.
right now I'm at 1. I think that's is
Is
that a
this
lot or
Marvel
more
Rivals
normal?
sensitivity?
Yeah, Marvel
Yeah.
Rivals
Okay. So
specifically.
let me check. So what's your deep mouse's DPI?
I think is at 1200. Let me double
Okay.
check. Logi. But before I had it like at 4. or like 7 in Overwatch.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I've been slowing it, dropping it down little by little. Um, let's see. I think I heard like on shorts, as long as you can do it full rotation in your mouse pad, that's
Yeah.
probably good.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. I mean, from what I'm pretty sure that the in-game sensitivity with Marvel Rivals is like 3/8 of what your Overwatch sensitivity is. So if you have one, that probably means that your sensitivity is like you're probably fine. Assume DPI was is it actually 1200 or is it 1600?
It's loading.
That's
It's
fine.
loading right now. So it's just copying files. All right, it should be there. I haven't opened this in
That's fine.
forever.
That's fine.
All right, let's see. It says I don't know how to check. Huh. Oh, profile one. I have no idea how to check.
That's fine. Yeah, don't worry about it. We can do it for a later time. Your sensitivity, like let's say your sensitivity is 1600. Okay, let's just say that's the case. Then your sensitivity is fine. If your sensitivity was 1200, then it would also be fine, but it would definitely be on the lower edge of things. But honestly, for support, I think that's probably fine. So basically, if your sensitivity is, your DPI is 1200 and you're running a 1, we're kind of running about the same sensitivity. Mine is slightly higher than yours, but it's definitely quite low. If yours DPI is 1600, then yours is slightly higher than mine, but again, it's totally fine. So I think as long as you're anywhere from like the 1200, 1600 DPI, running a 1 sense is totally fine. Running a 1 sense is totally fine. What I would say is that you would generally want anywhere from, with 1600 DPI, you would want anywhere from like a 0.75, 0.7 to up to like a 2. Right, somewhere around that's probably the spectrum. Any higher, any lower, and you probably get to too many extremes. But yeah, I think you're probably fine for the most part. Okay. Any other questions before we roll
1600.
here? 1600. Then you're fine. Yeah, that you're totally fine. You're totally fine.
Okay.
Yep. Totally fine. So that would
I
be
closed
like
the app and then the notification came up.
Yeah, that would be like 4000 eDPI in Overwatch, which is like average sensitivity. Totally fine.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, anything else before we take a look at the replay here?
No, I normally you ask like, well, from previous coaching, like to point out points of the game. I don't even remember any of these games.
Works for me. Well, works okay. It's all right with me.
Maybe we should start with the Mantis game, right? So since that's probably my weakest character, I think.
Yeah, works for me.
Maybe rather than Luna, let me find one. Or which one do you think like brings most value?
We could do a little bit of both. I mean, we have 45 minutes, so I can do like a kind of a speed run and not a speed run, but do a halfway decent job with both of them if you'd like.
You're the boss, so I'll follow your lead on.
All right, shoot me whatever code you want, and we'll roll with that.
I don't have any. What the hell? All right. Let me just get a Luna one.
Take your time.
There we go. Yeah, this should be fine. Okay.
Got it. Is this Mantis or Luna?
This is Luna.
Gotcha. Okay, let's take a look here. So big thing with Luna is that like you have two pretty important cooldowns, if you want to call them that, really, that allow you to reposition with a little bit more freedom. And you don't really flank with this character, but what you do want is you want to be able to take an angle that kind of gives you more pressure and more vision. So if we'll skip ahead here. Can you see the stream, by the way, okay?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, I'm zooming through here. Okay, so like let's take a look at the kit here. So the big thing here is you've got your shift and you've got your freeze, okay? So you have, these could be either offensive or defensive, of course, so that kind of gives you a little bit of flexibility here. But really what utility like that is insurance, for lack of a better term, which means that you're allowed to take a more aggressive sightline, a more proactive healing or damage, but often healing position when you have those cooldowns. Because if you look at the enemy composition here, if Magic's going to come after you, you know, I mean, I don't know why he would, but Groot comes after you, Magneto, whoever, like you have those things to keep yourself alive, to defend yourself. So basically what those cooldowns are they're not just value for you to get, they're safety tools that allow you to position more aggressively here. And what that means is that you're going to be able to do more than the other support because you have those cooldowns. So here's what we'll do. We'll start here. And I'll ask you, what is the best angle that you can take to output pressure? Let's see, once this Groot wall's down, where could you really squeeze healing and damage value out, or maybe even freeze value out without playing too close to the front line?
Probably behind that, on the left.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
that door.
So kind of like right here, and then as the cart moves forward, kind of shifting way towards here. And you notice that this is an angle, right? Like, so you're so used to Kiriko, right? And Kiriko is like all about this kind of silliness, right? Like that's just not going to happen very often with rivals. But you pivoting to here is very important, and there's a couple of reasons why. Number one, it gives you a little bit more vision on threats and healing your tanks, and it makes it harder for Groot to wall them off, yada, 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 okay? Number two, if you are under no threat, well, now you can actually see people to freeze. Right? So we talk about what can you do with your kit. Well, now you can actually freeze people right down here, right? And number three, and this is the big one, right? So I don't know what it's keybound in console, but it's your shift. It's the ability that you're using right now. It's the ice amp up, essentially, right?
Yeah.
What's the benefit of using this cooldown? There's two big ones. Do you know what they are?
It heals me, and it allows me to heal or damage multiple people.
That's it, right? It's the cleave, exactly, and the self-heal, right? So you need to find the angle where you can get that cleave, where you could see not just your teammates' butt cheeks, but you could actually go, all right, I can hit Groot, I can hit Magneto, I can hit whatever's in the back line there. And if you don't have that position and you're not under threat, don't use the cooldown.
And I think I waste that a lot, thinking like it does a lot more healing than my normal healing.
Yep.
But I don't think it does.
It doesn't. It does less. It does a lot less healing, actually. So I see this all the time. We actually coached Luna Snow last weekend, and it was the most common problem is that it feels like it enhances you, but it's not. It's pretty situational.
Yeah,
so I want
super powerful.
It does. It does. Right. But right now, you're not under any threat. You don't have a good cleave angle, so you need to find the cleave angle and then try to get value out of it. And if you look at this and you're like, there is no cleave angle, I can't, then don't press it. Just go to the angle and just heal and damage normally. That's it.
Okay.
Open up your angle with a little bit of a better vision, just a little bit off to the side, and then knock yourself out.
See, like there, I wasted it again, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? And the thing about this is that's tricky too, is are you under any threat right now?
No.
Will you be under any threat if you take the left lane?
Not immediately, but
potentially, right? Potentially.
Yeah, maybe. Depends how the fight goes.
And that's why you need your shift. So you
okay, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like you want to take the best sight lane that you can, like right here, or maybe even moving in with your scroll girl here and heal and damage cleave here. Again, this makes it so hard for the Groot to wall off you. And then if you do get pressured by the magic, well, that's why you have your shift. Right? That's why you have your freeze. Okay. Like, what opportunity are you getting right now to use your shift? None. What opportunity are you getting right now to even see anybody to use your freeze? None. Right? So it's like you've kind of like, I see a lot of Overwatch players that get in Marvel Rivals, all they hear is that you have to heal bot, send the backline, heal bot, right? But that's not true, like right? It feels like that, but there's a better way of doing that, right? That's the key thing. I'm not telling you to go out there DPS, but I am asking you to take more space and get more value out of your kit through taking that space. And by taking space, that doesn't mean pressing W. That doesn't mean hard flanking. It's just a little off angle, a little siding, a little bit more vision, right? That's the key thing. Because if you look at this, you might feel like, you know, what could I have done differently here? It's all of what you don't see. It's all of what you don't see, right?
Yeah, because I could have frozen the guy there.
Right, you could have frozen the guy. You could have gotten a little bit of cleave. You could have had a little bit better vision to heal the guy. One last thing I want to look at here is your snowflake, which we haven't looked at. So you could probably guess how to use it.
forget.
You could probably guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, people do forget. So biggest thing here is I really like it on anybody that's going aggressive. It's just like Zenyatta's Harmony Orb with a bias generally towards squishies because they're harder to heal. And because it doesn't have an LOS check like Zenyatta's Harmony Orb, you could put it on, is this the Moon Knight here? And you could just leave it. You could literally just leave it on him. No concerns at all, right? So good general habit to get into. I saw a YouTube video, by the way, last week. They were saying something like, "Oh, you should be cycling your snowflake onto whoever you're healing to kind of amp their healing," right? I have found that to be
really
it gets you the extra healing. You're double stacking the healing. You see what I'm saying? Because if you put the orb and then heal that target, they get the bonus healing and the healing. You got what I'm saying?
It only worked when you were shooting someone else, like
Okay.
healing somebody else, but.
Well, what I'm saying is then they were saying that you can put the orb on whoever you're actively healing right now. So you can like double up the healing, right? Basically what I've learned is that I don't think it's worth it to cycle it too much because I think the animation of moving the snowflake takes too long. So you just have to, if somebody's critical, don't put the heal on them or don't put the snowflake on them and then heal them. I think you just have to heal them immediately. You have to heal them immediately. So yeah. Anyway, long story short,
start using it more. But
yeah, you just get it on anybody, right? Like actually anybody right now, tank or DPS. But yeah. Okay, so let's keep going. I know it's a lot of information, Glut, but that's the nice thing is we've talked about basically everything we need to talk about besides your ultimate, and now we just need you to do it. Take some space. Use your shift when you can cleave. Look for opportunities to freeze, and obviously use that freaking snowflake.
Yeah, my bad.
That's okay. It happens. It's a new game for everybody.
There's games that I do use it a lot, but other times it's just like...
Yeah, I understand. This is another one of those situations when you feel the urge to shift, and honestly, you're not under any pressure right now, so it's going to actively slow your healing for a second down. Nice freeze. Really well done. And by the way, you didn't even notice it, but you opened up an angle. Did you see that?
Oh,
Look at where your tank kites to, and look at where you swing to. You go off to the right. Now, you didn't do this on purpose, but this is an angle. Your tank backs off this way. You kind of swing off here. You could have used the cover a little bit better. But do you see how this opens up the tanks? Like who are they supposed to focus on? And do you see how that directly leads to a freeze? Because he can't deal with it. He's looking one way. You freeze from the angle, and there it is. They're cooked. That was an accidental angle. I want to see purposeful angles. Good healing. Very good healing. And heck, you know, you have your CDs here. She's used some stuff. You don't need to be scared of that at all. Nice job. Nice use. There's the orb. We love to see that. I see it on the Black Panther there. I mean, obviously, that's another great guy. Anyone that you can't heal because they go behind walls.
I try to keep it on the fast mobile guys.
Yeah.
Venture off on their own mission.
You got it. You got it. It's like Super Harmony Orb, really. So, with where this fight's going to start here, where's your angle here? Not where's your flank, but where's your angle here? Because I don't want you on cart, but with where the rest of your team is right now. Where should you be?
More of where like the squirrel girl is.
Yeah, you could. I would question how safe this would be. I mean, you could get some cleave here.
Yeah, like there's what I mean.
Yeah, something like this right here. Using the corner here, just get a better sight line. Now, if your entire team is pushed up and you got to be on cart, then that's fine. It's just something I want you to experiment more with. Like, can I get a better heal bot angle? Can I get a better cleave angle? Can I abuse the fact that I have defensive CDs, right? There's that supercharged shift. You just feel like you got to use it, but it doesn't do jack, you know?
I was worried.
So I want you to go out of your way to find value from shift with your positioning, right? But if you don't get the opportunity, don't use it.
Okay.
See, like, this is getting value out of your shift, right? You're going in there aggressively knowing that I'm good. Worst case scenario, I can just pop shift, right? So there's value right there. So, your ultimate. Let's go ahead and talk about it right now. We talked about it briefly earlier, being flexible with it, finding different situations to use it. To be honest with you, mate, I don't care how you use it right now. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Can Magneto one-shot you through your ultimate? He can, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got to be careful with
But
that.
he has to like really hit me.
Yeah, he's got to really hit you. And I also see that you have to hit the projectile at the floor. He can't actually hit you directly in the head. I saw a bug with that. I don't know if that'll be fixed, but
Yeah.
right now, okay, so yeah. It'll deal with Hella ult. That's not really a concern anytime soon. It will counter their support ult. So if they pop a support ult, you guys get under pressure, you can use it. You know, I'm looking at the wrong team here. Oh, wait, no, I'm not looking at the wrong team. You know, Moon Knight, if you're quick enough, definitely. Groot, again, totally fine. I think the rule of Luna Snow, and this is like a very surface level understanding, so there might be some deeper nuance here, is I just want you to use it the first opportunity that you get a chance to. Like you might need to communicate this with your invisible woman, which is the really tricky part there, or your cloak.
Yeah, that's the other problem that maybe I didn't say is the double stacking of support ults.
Yeah. So here's what I would say. Luna Snow, I think, should always be the first one to go. Because your ult is instantaneous. Cloak and Daggers is not.
Yeah.
And so in other words, if they pop, like let's say Moon Knight here, I'm not trusting my Cloak and Dagger to get off ultimate before immediately dying, you know? I think the same thing goes with Groot. I think the same thing even goes with Magneto. So, you know, you're going to double stack support ults. That's honestly fine. But if you see an opportunity and you need to pop it now, I think you just have to do it. Either that or you're going to have to communicate with them. I don't think there's an easy solution. But if you compare like Luna Snow to like a Jeff ult, Adam Warlock, Cloak and Dagger, you're going to have the ultimate that just you need to go now. I think the only one where there really is really difficult is Mantis, because you guys kind of have very similar ultimates in that aspect.
You know what's funny? I think we were watching the enemy Luna this whole time, but he's playing a lot like I play her. So
Are you kidding? Wait.
No,
Oh,
yeah.
you're on Cloak and Dagger. Oh my gosh.
You could skip through it though.
That is insane.
Luna.
Okay.
That's so funny though.
That is insane. Because I looked and I didn't look at the names. I just looked at the logos. So it's like, okay, I don't see any Luna here. Okay, well, the best part about it is okay. So there you go. You make the swap right here. Well, where do you do it? Okay. Well, wow. Okay, here. Okay, yeah, there you go. Okay, so now here we go. That is something else. That has never happened before in a VOD review. Congratulations, it's the first of everything. But hey, now we know what to look for, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't trash
but
talk.
He plays pretty similar, so
A nice deep freeze.
there wasn't really much.
There it
See,
is,
like,
right?
exactly, you see
There
what
it
I mean?
is. Yeah, there it is, right? There's no snowflake up right now. You're shifting for value, I think. That's crazy. I would definitely go for the freeze there. I just think you're a little bit too locked in, but yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah, so everything that we talked about applies, I guess. That's wild. There's a snowflake. Good. Kind of stuff in the choke right here. That's a good freeze. Good damage. And let's actually look at the timing of the shift. You notice that you pop the shift now. You're not really under a lot of threat. And yes, to be fair to you, you are taking damage. But this is cleave. Right? Like you look at these.
I'm healing and doing damage.
Right. Well, you're healing and damaging, but also there's a clump here, right? So this is going to hit everything. So even though you're not technically being dove at this exact second, this is a good shift, right? It's offensive value. Now, it works out nicely because you get dove at the exact same time as well. But honestly, like, hey, credit to you. Now, I'm going to bust you up over this one. Man, you got to lock in on this Black Panther. You are not helpless. I know you're not likely to win this one, but I believe in you. Yeah. Your first priority when you play support, strategist, whatever, is your self-preservation. Always. Because you got to think about it. A dead Luna doesn't heal her team.
Definitely.
You know? So, you're not likely to win that duel, given the situation. But, yeah.
No,
that being said, you use your snowflake. You got good shift value. Obviously, you didn't really have a lot of opportunity to worry about your position because you just walked out of spawn, but yeah. That onk gave me a heart attack, I thought for sure. I thought for sure you're dead. Okay, let's see here.
That's why I tried to get out because I didn't want to stay in there.
This is a nice angle, by the way. This is kind of what we talked about with support angles, right? You got a bit of distance. You can still support. And I like the shift there, but it just feels like you're very slow. You get pressured and you're just like, like he's on you. Like, imagine playing Kiriko and just, like, heal botting your tank when you're being dove by Genji. Like, that would never happen, right? Never
Yeah.
happen. You gotta lock in. Shift is good. Backing off is fine as well. But like even here, as soon as this guy dies, where do you need to be looking right now?
Behind.
Yeah, where is this? You know, where's this fricker? Like, where's this guy? Like, at least get some information. Like, you can't chase this guy; he's way too fast. But get yourself a little bit of information and then decide what you want to do. You can't just glue yourself to your tank's cheeks and glue your eyes forward either.
Okay. I think I die on this one. Oh.
Let me look here. So first things here is that this is definitely a snowflake readjustment here, I think, with what you got going on right now. I think Feet Sniffa probably deserves a snowflake, given where their position is. Probably just drop it here. And then from here, I would just like a small positioning adjustment. How could you open your angle or like split from your angle a little bit more and provide more cover? Small adjustment. What do you got?
Oh, that wall to the left, but
Yeah. It could go wall to the left. You could also just even open to here, right? Like you've got your backline rotating here, and then you go here. Gives you a little bit of vision down this corridor right here, and it provides cover, right? You could also go here. This would be fine as well. Your choice, but I want you to commit. I want you to swing. No floating. This is floating, right? And whether you're playing Mantis, Cloak, you know, Luna Snow, this isn't it, right?
okay.
Just a small adjustment, because I think this ult is more about you being stressed and less about the ultimate.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, because this ult isn't really near you. You're probably fine. Like, it got buffed, but it's more about the onk, and then you kind of are in the open, and then, oh, crud, I gotta press Q. So, it's fine. I would, if you're here and you really are feeling like being chilling and like there's no threat at all, there's
Switch it
nothing
up,
wrong.
right?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with falling back to behind your Magneto and just popping damage on the corner. Like, right, I don't know if you could see. Can you see my mouse?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so yeah, just sitting right there, just pop it to switch it up right there. Yeah. It's niche for sure, but there's value. Good use of your shifts, and that's exactly what you want to use it for. So this is an interesting one. You're opening up your angle here. You see that? Where's your backline and where are you?
What do you mean?
Like, your backline's where on our screen? Left, right, forward, give me a direction.
Oh, on my screen, it's on the right.
Right, so you got angle pressure from here, right? So why is my mouse not working? There we go. Okay, so you got pressure from here, okay? And then you're swinging to here, okay? Now, there's not cover here, which I don't love. I would have preferred you to kind of hug the door frame instead. But yeah, this is all right. The problem is can you afford to hold this angle given the status of your cooldowns? Do you see it?
Yeah.
And this is the problem, because I don't mind this angle if you fully committed the door frame, but I'm not sure that you could do that without your shift. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's like you're taking an angle, a very aggressive angle. I know it's weird to say it like that, but this is Marvel Rivals. This is a really aggressive angle for support, right? So, you know, you need your defensive cooldown to do this. And so now you're isolated, quote unquote, and that's going to take Magneto Bubble. That's going to take Shield. And honestly, you probably should have died there anyway. Let's be real, right? Not because the angle was bad, but because the angle was bad given the status of your cooldowns. Does that make sense?
Okay.
I like that you kind of rotated forward, open up a different sightline, but I want that to be dependent on your ice and, more importantly, your shift.
Okay. So don't put myself in a situation without my shift.
Right. If you open your angle, like, I want you to do this with your shift. I think you can, you could even swing into here, right? This is a really OP angle, especially if you break. I think this wall's breakable, right? Like, you can angle here and get your nice shift on cleave right here. It's beautiful, but you have to earn it, right? You have to earn it. So for you, it's actually both playing quote unquote more aggressive with your angles and less aggressive.
Okay.
It's just all dependent on what's available at that point in time. And to be honest with you, that's what makes Luna Snow interesting to me, because it allows you to actually kind of get some offensive output and make some different choices with your positioning. You don't have to just sit in the back and heal. By the way, Where's the angle here? Small adjustment. Where could you go?
Oh, here?
Yeah. Do you see the cleave?
Yeah. Like right behind where I think that's a hella in that door there would have been
Yeah.
nice. Because
Yeah.
they're coming out.
Like
and
you could just
it's
pop,
lining up.
like look at that angle right there. You could full heal your team and just wham, 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 pop your shift. You can even do your freeze here as well. It's beautiful, right? This is one of those things,
Yeah.
right? And-
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Now that one you probably don't even need your shift for, but you'll definitely benefit from it because of the cleave.
Fire mode. I like the cold. Distance we start.
I mean, we don't need to talk about that shift, right? That's just that bad muscle memory. You're like, I
Yeah.
feel like I'm enhanced. No, you're not.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because that's gonna be something that I should probably really focus on, like finding those good angles and
Yes, yes.
saving my. I don't know what it's called. Is it called cleave or?
Yeah, cleave. It's your shift. I can't remember. It's like your ice up or
Yeah.
whatever, you know? Like, I can't remember. It's someone that sounds like she says I suck, you know? But yeah. You either use it off it. And you notice here that there's like a weird dynamic here because you go here and you're like, I just could just do damage from here. I don't need to even wait to be dove. But then if I go here, like earlier, remember this? You're like, I don't really do this for cleave, but I could do it for better like offensive, like better defensive and offensive value. And I kind of use it more of like I save my shift for when I get dove, you know? So it's like, do I pop it early and just do crazy damage from the cleave? Or do I take an aggressive angle and try to defend myself? I think a lot of it depends on what they're running, right? Like the Black Panther, that definitely complicates things. Magic, you know the usual divers, right?
Right.
But if you could, it could do both things. It could keep you alive and it can allow you to do more cleave. Let's watch one more fight and let's get some Mantis in here because I think we've hammered at Luna Snow.
Okay. All right, give me a second. I found a game.
Sure. We'll do one more fight because your ultimate's coming up. But if you want to get the code real quick, you can.
Okay, I think I got it. Let's see. Did I was pretty on the money, huh? Positioning and ability usage.
Okay, I see the code there. So let's just do one more fight here, and then we'll get that code loaded.
Okay.
Same thing here. That right angle's really, really busted. And it's busted not because it's always broken, but because this is where your team is. So this is where you can go, right? And then if your team was all stacked here, then I'd kind of want you to play this angle instead. So remember, angles are always contextual over where your team is, right? Team's on main, you go right. Your team's right, you go main. Just a small adjustment, right?
I like the cold.
I saw the vision there. It looked like you could cleave pretty well with shift there for a second.
Yeah.
Nice shots.
I am ready to put on a
So I'm curious about why you took so much damage, though. Were you floating? Yeah, you're floating just a tad. So it sounds weird to say this, but I'd rather you just sat here for a second than to float back, right? Or if you do float back using cart for cover. So there's just some moments I could see where your cover usage gets a little sloppy, and that forces bad decisions.
Okay.
Because it feels, again, really bad to have to pop your ult here, right? I think you had to, right? But it sucks.
Yeah, I
Sucks.
would have died. And, yeah.
I agree.
And
ready to put on a show.
Oh, no, you guys stacked.
yeah.
I'm ready to
So if you stack...
first though.
yeah. But if you stack, what do you do? Remember? Well, don't go in and pivot to what?
To another, like to the left. For
Yeah,
example,
pivot to
there,
the
where-
angle, to a different angle, and get the damage boost. Let's go, right? Or
Yeah.
speed boost. Like
Oh, yeah,
if,
that's
it's same thing.
yeah.
And same thing with Mantis, right? Like if you double ult, just swap to the other thing, right? Like you already have 160 HPS with
Wait,
invisible one here.
Mantis has a switch too.
Yeah, it's speed and damage boost.
I thought it was just one thing that did both at the same
No,
time.
no. So
Oh my
Luna,
God.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. I've got the wiki pulled up here really quick. This is a new game moment, right? All right. So let's see here. Ultimate here. Soul Resurgence. Persistent Field. Providing healing over time. Oh, so no, you're correct. It's both. You're correct. Nope, my mistake. So it is both. So it's only Luna that has the pivot. But yeah, regardless, if you're Luna and your Mantis pops Q or Invisible Woman accidentally pops Q, they get the damage boost rolling. Get the damage boost rolling, right? Like at least, because that doesn't mean the ult's wasted. It just, it's not maximized, but hey, 40% damage boost, I could use that right now, even if they're popping a support ult, because you build your DPS ults faster, right?
put on a show.
Because if
Yeah,
I'm
no,
damage boosted as a penny right now, I'm going to get 40, 50, 60% of ultimate off of this. Just food for thought.
No, you're absolutely right. Good input.
Oh my goodness, you're so close. Oh, no. Ah, no. This is terrifying. Definitely pop your shift here.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's okay.
I got walled.
Yeah. But see, that's exactly kind of like the Zenyatta thing. Like, as your ult's ending, you should already be thinking, where do I want to end this? Where do I want to end this, right? But okay, let's take a look at this Mantis code here. So a couple of quick notes for Luna Snow. As my computer is so laggy right now. Holy crap, the replay viewer kills my computer in Marvel Rivals. Luna Snow.
Really?
Yeah, Luna, take soft angles for better heal and damage vision around your CDs, shift and freeze, that allow you to get cleave / defend yourself. And then don't just shift if no cleave or need for self-healing. Don't use it. Ult, respond quickly to first major threat. If threat goes away, or double support ult, swap to damage boost. Keep focus on cover. Sound good? Can you hear me? Did I lose you?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I okay. Let's any questions about any of that?
No, that's fair. It's
All
a
right.
good list to practice.
Yeah, and hey, not terrible considering we were looking at the wrong the wrong Luna Snow. That is crazy. That is.
But
insane.
it was pretty similar playstyle, though.
Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah, it was. All right, Mantis. Let's take a look here.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
Right here. Now I've learned my lesson. I'm gonna make sure it's Patanos, or however you pronounce your names. How do you pronounce your name?
Like that, yeah.
Patanos or Patanos?
Yeah.
Tomato,
Yeah.
tomatoes.
Exactly.
All right, cloak. Do. Okay, there's the Mantis there. All right, let's take a look.
Or maybe I end it with Mantis. That's why.
Yeah, well, we'll have enough. Well, I'm sure we'll have enough here. There's the swap. Is this the same map?
Huh?
Is this
Oh,
the
yeah,
same
it
map?
is,
It is
huh?
the same,
Yeah.
same map, and then I think the same spawn that you swapped in from Cloak and Dagger. That's funny. Okay, yeah.
Maybe that's
so
the time where my mind says switch hero.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. Okay, so the rule in Mantis is it's like what Luna Snow is with the soft off angles, but cranked up just a little bit more because you have a little bit more reliable self-preservation with your self-heal, your self-damage boost. You have more reliable self-damage. You don't have to be healing all the time, and you also have your sleep. So like you're basically talking about all the soft angles that we're talking with Luna Snow, and just amplify that by 10 or 15%, right? Speaking of amplifying, pretty good. I don't know the exact numbers here, okay? But you should be able to keep around 2 people damage boosted pretty much permanently, and that's not including yourself. So I look at this here, it's like, just aim it. Right.
Shot.
Of course. But that's why the angles are so important, right? Because if you get those angles, you could pretty much turn brain off and aim at head height. Whereas if you're here, what can you really shoot?
Nothing.
Do you see what I'm saying? Now that's not you're not making a mistake right now. This is just a nasty choke. But this is like, as the map opens up, your team falls back, your team pushes forward, whatever. You need to find those sightlines to get around cover, because if you don't, you're going to be permanently low resource. Yeah, so like right now, don't overheal. I think that's a common issue with Mantis. If I pull up the wiki here, let me make sure that I'm talking about this correctly. There's the damage boost. The right click is the heal, the healing flower.
It does over time and stuff.
Yeah, so it's the burst healing at 55 seconds, and it's 20 seconds, and it's 8 seconds. 8 seconds of healing over time. I mean, that's insane, right? You think about Armor Pack from Overwatch and amplify that by more than double, right? That's a long heal over time. So basically, you really don't want to stack healing unless you absolutely have to, unless somebody's desperately low. Because as I'm saying here, it doesn't even refresh. It just refreshes the duration. It doesn't stack, right? So like overwriting a healing is only worth it if you need that 55 burst healing. So
Yeah.
okay, let's take a look here. So prevention's worth a pound of cure with this character. You don't have the burst healing that you do with Luna Snow. I mean, you lose this fight, so just dying card. Okay, let's take a look here.
Vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum. Feel better.
Damage boost. There's damage boost, damage boost. Damage boost, love to see it. There's your heal. And then you spam. Self damage boost. And this is kind of what I talked about with like holding the angle and spamming. Now, this is where I want you to be a little bit more creative with exploring these maps, okay? So I'm unfamiliar with this map, but I would wonder if this is breakable. If this is not breakable, if you get the opportunity to open your lane right to here, this is going to help open up your sightlines more than what you're seeing right now. You see the difference? It's a small difference, but it's a big one, right? If you could do that, more crits, more heal, more damage boost, and also more pressure on the enemy team. Now, finding the difference between that and basically, killing yourself is a big problem.
B, does it show you?
What is it?
Replay? If you press B, does it show you on replay?
It does not, sadly. Not to my way. B doesn't work anyway. But yeah, not the usual keybind. Now, I want to get a little spicy with this one, okay? Because you're a lot less cooldown reliant than a Luna Snow, you're just like a lot more consistent. I want you to consider this, especially because you have this here. There is very little risk out of holding this angle unless they've got like a Hawkeye or something like that, and you just pumping damage down this choke. You do this, not only will you be able to support your Strange who's getting walled right now, not only be able to help the Hela, not only be able to create space for your DPS to walk forward, but you're going to cause damage. You're going to hurt enemies.
So it sounds like it's for Mantis is better to more team up with a DPS.
Yes. It's better because she has more consistent pressure than Luna. She can just hold angles and do more damage. And as long as it's not a threat of a one-shot, and as long as you're not hard isolating yourself. Again, I'm kind of using the Kiriko metaphor here because you're familiar with Kiriko, right? It's not quite Kiriko level because you can't TP through walls, right? But it's more approaching that with her movement speed, with her heal. Because the other thing as well, if we go to her nature's favor, right? Receive a movement boost when not injured and healing over time with consuming orbs, right? So like as long as you're not getting smoked, you can even get out of jail quickly. So that's kind of like I want you to utilize that more. Because if you think about it, if we just put you on this angle right now and watch what happens this fight, check this. So you're going to help walk with your Hela, pocket your Hela, and you're going to start doing this. Watch this. Just going to sit here. Watch. You see this?
Yeah.
Like this is broken. It's just a small thing. And it's not even necessarily focused on just damage either. It's even just the healing. Like you could have healed your Strange through wall. That's a big deal.
You needed some help, didn't you? I am wounded.
So let's look at your sleep here. Be a little bit more, not casual, calm as you possibly can with that sleep. So you look at this here. I know it's stressful, right? But right here, you get popped out. This sleep must land. It has to. If you don't land it, he's gonna get away with getting kills, maybe even kill your team, right? Look at your red cross here. You see it? Right above the Strange's arm?
Yeah.
That's where you press sleep. You slept your Strange. You get what I'm saying? This was intended for Winter Soldier, and yet you aimed at your Strange. Why? Because you're panicked. You're stressed.
Yeah.
Right?
It was a stressful reaction.
It is. And I understand that the diamond, if you make a mistake, you could just die, right? You could just die. Yeah. But I think these are one of those moments where, like, well, if you die, you die, okay? But if you don't die, then if you take that extra half a second to actually put your crosshair on the Winter Soldier's feet, then he's going to die.
That's something I recently learned too, that it's an area spread. Like you don't actually have to hit them.
No, you don't. You just need to get near them. Yeah. It's not a projectile like sleep dart, right? It's more of a cloud, right? It even has a little bit of an arc, right? So I look at this here and I'm like, it's stressful. I understand. If you died right now, okay, but you can't get in the habit of just kind of blindly pushing it, right? At least you need to train yourself to be faster. But the way to train yourself to be faster is not to force yourself to press it the you see an opportunity. You got to slow it down. Aim at first, then press it. Aim at first, then press it. And the more you do that, the faster that cycle will be. And then all of a sudden, you'll be hitting flick sleep darts. You know what I'm saying? Or sleep clouds or whatever.
Oh, I need assistance.
Does that make sense?
No, it does. It does. Yeah.
Remember we talked about like the mechanical practice with Luna Snow earlier? Slow it down, just focus on mechanics. Same thing with this. Slow it down, focus on the placement.
You needed some help, didn't you?
I mean, you're down a bunch here. I like this. I wouldn't be walking forward, but I do like the fact that you were putting out pressure. I mean, that sleep felt pretty good. Like, I know this fight's just basically lost, but like, you know, you hit that sleep exactly where you wanted it to. You notice that? Like, that is exactly where... Now, you didn't get the arc right? You aimed it a little too low, but that was not an accident that it hit there. That's kind of what you wanted your crosshair to go there, and it did. So that's a learning experience, but you actually learned something from that, right? Because you actually tried, right? That was good. Now just get out. Like, full out. Yeah. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, I hate when I put my back, but I need the speed.
See, even this, I don't mind this. Like, you kept your distance. You know it's Scroll Girl, so you don't want to get too close. You've got your self damage boost. You've got your sleep. Got a little bit of distance. Go for it. Take a pot shot. You know what I'm saying?
I miss every shot.
That's okay. That's okay. Like, have a little bit of confidence. There are windows where you are a superior duelist. Now, this is a really dumb question. Do you see the UI on the right side of my screen? The little Hawkeye thing that's fading, the bar?
No.
So look at my ultimate meter, okay? Go up about 2 inches, and there's a little Hawkeye picture with a gray bar. You see that?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Is that in game? Am I crazy? Has that always been there? I might just be stupid.
No, I don't think so.
Because look, that's showing your damage boost length. And that's also showing...
Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah, that's always in there.
I'm stupid.
Yeah,
I'm just dumb. Okay, I'm dumb. Okay, that's my bad.
It took me a while to notice it too, but it's so useful.
Yeah, well, the more you know. I mean, it's especially useful for damage boost, right? Because healing will always be a bit more reactive, but damage boost it really allows for resource management. Okay, good. That's good to know. Well, there you go. More you know. I'm learning.
We are undefeatable.
All right, talk me through this decision.
I don't know. I just thought, like, let's just fucking full send it now.
Yeah.
Because we have the full team, they have the full team.
Yeah. But it's an active support for both supports. Yeah. I guess just having a plan, you know? Have a plan.
It was really stupid because it didn't do anything.
Well, you know, why didn't it do anything? Well, because it was purposefully stacked, right? Purposefully stacked, right? So that's not going to work, right? Now, you could look at the situation here. And there's 2 ways to look at it. You could go, I'm going to wait till this Luna Snow ultimate is done, and then I'm going to layer my ultimate on top, even if they don't press a Q. That's probably the inferior way of doing it, but at least you get value, okay? The second way is to go, okay, well, they still have ultimates, so the second they whip anything out, I'm going to be ready to go, right? But you got to have a plan here. And obviously, there's a lot going on in your mind. We've talked angles. We've talked slowing down your sleep and the arc of it. We've talked about being a bit more proactive. We've even talked about your resource management, right? But this is why you go into a game and you just work about one thing or worry about one thing, right?
Yeah.
So this is not something that you should be thinking about right now. This is an ultimate should be something you're thinking about right now, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's a brief breathing room,
probably
right?
the Magneto's gonna come right now.
Well, the reason why I choose this moment right now, well, you tell me. Why is right now the important time to think about it? Look at your screen.
We're getting like, yeah.
There's no enemies on your screen, right? So what does that mean?
They're probably cooking something up.
They're probably cooking something up, right? And you should probably be cooking something up. The thing with Rivals and Overwatch is the same way, right? Is there's so much that happens in the middle of a fight. That's very easy.
This is more chaotic than Overwatch.
I agree. I 100% agree. There's at least certainly at the very minimum 2 more warm bodies, not to mention destructible environments and one-shot ultimates and so on, right? But right now, there's nothing happening, at least for a second. Worst case, you got to worry about a little bit of damage boost, right? So what do you got to worry about? Well, you know they've got 5 ults, right? You don't even have to be a professional ult tracker to know that, right? You've seen Squirrel Girl. You haven't seen Jack in a long time. So what's the plan? Do you want to counter their support ult with your support ult? Do you want to position around Groot ult? Do you want to keep an eye on that Winter Soldier? Do you want to try to counter Magneto ultimate if I could just find a good corner? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
these are the kind of decisions, and I think, like, I'm not even going to go as far to say to, like, which one's the correct answer. Not that it doesn't matter at all. It just doesn't matter that much. The most important thing is to not do what you did here, right? Where you double stacked, right? I could tell whether it's with your sleep dart or whether it's with your ultimate, you kind of let the chaos, you kind of let the stress get to you, right? That's okay. Mm-hmm. You can't stop that from happening, but what you can do is you can simplify your thinking mid-fight by preparing between fight. So right now you're thinking, well, you tell me, what would you do? What would you do here? If you had the time to think, what would the decision that you would make with your ultimate?
I probably would have waited for the Winter Soldier one.
Sure, Winter Soldier. Is there anything else that you would be keeping an eye out for, just in case? What if he doesn't pop it? What would you do it instead?
Instead, I would do it for the Groot.
Sure. So Groot, Winter Soldier,
keep an eye
whatever
on
one
where
happens
he's
first.
at.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Either one happens first. Whatever to me. Heck, you could even do it on the Magneto if you get or their support ult if you get a good cover, right? So I love it. Good
Or
plan.
at least maybe reposition more to the left and see if I can peek.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah, but see, I don't want you to do that right now, even though that makes sense, because that's not what we're prioritizing in this particular second, right? This game, let's pretend you were focusing on your ult usage. So
Okay.
it's okay if you don't worry about your positioning right now, or your angles, or your damage pressure. You're worried about thinking about your ultimates. It's okay. Now, if you were worried about your positioning this game, then yeah, you're right. You should have taken the angle.
Okay.
Basically, choose your practice concept. Don't try to do everything. Just focus on the one specific facet. And if you do that, you'll get a lot better at that specific facet. You'll get a lot better at doing it without thinking. So then you can go practice other things. Like that's how you multitask, right? You don't think about everything. You think about one thing until you could do it without thinking, right? And so that's why, because you have not prepared your thoughts about what to do with your ultimate, that's why this happens. Right?
Yeah.
Would like to see more damage from you here, frankly. I know you need to be cautious around their ultimate, so you need to manage your range and not get too close. But this could be where you could heal from this angle here. You could honestly even peek this angle here. You're like, it's not much of an angle. Yeah, it's not, but it's about the best you got with the way the map is right now, right? But I need to see some more pressure from you. I need to see more pressure from you. Scary.
I was worried. I am wounded. I will help.
I'm going to see a damage boost there. There you go. There you go. That would be one there at the end, and this is just a micro thing that you can get better at the more you practice. But like, you notice your first priority here with your Hella swinging wide. It's like you top her off here, but then in your next leaf, I don't know what the frick I'm gonna call him. Let's call him a leaf, right? Pop your self boost here and just start spamming down the angle. Get those resources back, right? Get that ult charge back right here. This is your lane. No Hawkeye, right? No Black Widow. Pop it. You know, you can greet it. Okay, so let's take some notes with Mantis here. Let me lag my way back into Discord, and then we'll go here. Mantis, what do you got? What this time? You tell me, right? I've set the stage with Luna Snow quite literally, so you tell me what's the deal with Mantis? What do you want to need to practice?
Probably like I obviously need to shoot more.
Well, shoot more from where, right?
Like find a good position where I can spam both heals and boost while keeping myself up in the leaves.
Mm-hmm.
To like you said to the point where almost you can run it the whole game for 2 people.
Yep.
And obviously I think like it's an old problem, but knowing where people are and who they are probably would have helped me more on the ult making decision.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that sounds like such a dumb thing to work on, but I'll tell you what, that's a really difficult skill. That's not easy, and it's something that even high-level players work on, right? Okay, what else?
A little bit more pressure from the angle, or playing. I think playing a little bit with the DPS to make me feel safer, because I do panic a little bit too much, and going in from an angle with a DPS will probably increase the chances of success for both.
Sure. How about sleep focus?
Oh yeah, the sleep too.
Specific placement, and then pre-fight planning with your ultimate. Now, I know you look at this and you're like, oh my gosh, there's so many things to work on. Yeah, but you know what? To improve, you don't need to fix all of these quote-unquote problems. You just need to make a little bit of improvement, right? Just I'm a little bit more thoughtful in my sleep. I spent a couple weeks, dozen or so games practicing my angles. I generally don't double stack my ultimates as often as I used to. That's good enough, mate. That's gonna win games. Be patient,
Definitely.
deliberate, and experiment more. Find out when an angle is good and what angles or what maps are good. And oh man, they're running Psylocke. I actually have to be really careful about if I ever angle or I get split off from my tank too often. I just want you to experiment more from this front and find out what you can find out. Utilize your character's kit and know the limits and the weaknesses. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, mate. Well, it was a pleasure. If questions come up, just